following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today I am on the Grand Banks 54. I'm going to conduct a features inspection and show you why that this is an ideal owner-operator's boat, and it's the second in a series of family-oriented boats from Grand Banks. Well, we board from side boarding gates to both port and starboard, and this leads us to, obviously, our first gathering area, the cockpit space. Wide open area that can be either populated with deck chairs or left open. In the center, there's a settee 7 feet 6 inches wide. Just ahead, a little serving area with a sink, pull-out trash receptacle, plenty of storage to both sides. That includes an ice maker. Over to the starboard side, refrigerated drawers. These can, of course, be any combination you like, either refrigerator for both, refrigerator freezer, or both freezer space. It's all up to you. And all this, of course, under the protection of the extended flybridge deck, 7 feet 6 inches off of the main deck. Chamfered V-grooves add a little contrast to the overhead. Storage is all around. I like seeing that. Bulwark height, 20 inches. Rails top out at 32. Now in the port hand corner, there's a pull-out shower. Right at the stern, convenient storage, shampoo, conditioner. There's also a quick connect for a freshwater washdown. And I'm already seeing the elevated level of fit and finish that Grand Banks is so well known for. Take a look at these cap rails. These are painted composite. You can choose to get finished teak, but I like this a lot better. It still has a nice contrast to it, and frankly, it saves you $5,000 a year in maintenance. Look at the welds on this stanchion, the stainless steel stanchion, all polished welds, and we're even seeing it on the rails going around the boat. Moving forward, nicely finished Burmese teak around all the windows and doors. And all of the counters, silestone. The swim platform is accessed through an 18-inch wide door. There's a step down, and now we've got just over 4 feet of depth to this swim platform. Obviously in the center there's a staple rail. This one's in a fixed position, but there's also a removable one in case you wanted to use this for storing, say, a PWC. Now, this is not a hydraulic platform, so if you wanted to put a PWC on it, you'd have to get a separate lift system. There's plenty of aftermarket solutions for that, but more importantly, the reason this isn't hydraulic is because the hull extends underneath, so there's a lot of heft to this. And in the corners, there are two 6-inch flip-up cleats. Just to the starboard side of the center, there are receivers for a removable reboarding ladder. Again, still seeing the fit and finish everywhere we go. Look at this beautifully finished transom, even the flagstaff. Now, of course, there's another social zone up in the flybridge deck, which is accessed from stairs to the starboard side of the aft deck here. Let's take a look. The gatherings will start over on the port hand side with L-shaped seating, and that wraps around a triangular table with a beautiful finish to it. Just across, plenty of serving space, silestone counter, stainless steel sink, refrigeration, and storage underneath. Notice there's plenty of covers all around the boat, and they're all nicely labeled. So if you fold them nicely, you can easily tell where everything goes. And notice also that the helm seats can swivel around to join the crowd, and all this is under the protection of the overhead, 6 feet 5 inches off the deck. Now as we move aft, the teak decking gives way to non-skid decking. Just ahead, grilling area, electric grill. I'd like to see a cutoff switch somewhere around here so that when this lid is closed, the electricity is shut off to the grill. And of course, there's storage underneath. Now, just behind, a boat deck. An ES-1000 crane will be launching this 10-foot rib only to the port hand side. Now, moving to the interior, beautiful finished door allows us access, and when the door is open, it latches in the open position, and all of the latches throughout the boat seem to be way down low. I'd like to see them a little bit higher just to make it easier. And as we step inside, more of the Grand Banks charm and beauty just seems to come through in this interior. They always have a modern look while still maintaining the yacht-like qualities, and that's a nice characteristic with Grand Banks. Here we have opposing seating to both sides in the form of L-shaped sofas. To one side there's a pedestal table that's of course expandable, and this is not in a fixed position, so if you want we can pick this up and carry it out to the aft deck for alfresco dining. There's an overhead 6 feet 7 inches off the main deck. A grab handle going down the middle is one indication that this is an ocean-going boat and made to be away from the dock. Sisal carpeting is an option. We can get any kind of a decking we want on here. There's storage drawers underneath the seats all the way around, and more storage just ahead, including the entertainment center, which is over to the starboard side. Right up in the overhead, we have a manually activated drop-down TV, and I like that that's manual. It's one less thing to fail down the road. 43-inch TV in this case. Now there's outstanding visibility through these windows. They don't start overly high, but they do come down very low, so we have good sight lines to the horizon from the seated position. And that's an important factor, especially when you have guests that might not be so inclined to being comfortable on a boat. However, 1, 2, 3 windows all drop down that not only provide ventilation, now we can talk to people that are on the outside of the boat. That characteristic Grand Banks fit and finish continues. More Burmese teak. Nice trim work around all the windows. And notice this is a tray ceiling that drops down a bit. The air conditioning is just above and comes down around the whole perimeter, so the whole room cools down evenly. Over to the port hand side, there's an optional wine chiller, and this entire area can be optioned out for a galley, but in this configuration on this yacht, we have the galley down. Without that, we can put a third cabin here, but here we have a 2-cabin, 2-head layout. Let's take a look. Now this galley, of course, very functional. More silestone counters, single basin stainless steel sink. There's storage just behind, and notice that it goes from wide to a little bit more narrow, but still very functional. Port light over to the side, plus we've got plenty of glass up above, giving this an open and airy feel, and it's really well lit. Refrigerated drawers, any combination you want of refrigeration and freezer. Dishwasher, dry storage, more storage all around. A combination convection microwave and an induction cooktop, and I'm very happy to see that there's an exhaust fan just above. Now notice just underneath the stairs there's a small space that's open for storage. I'd put a nice tray under there like an enclosed plastic box, but take a look at this. Not only do we have better access to the storage, but the combination washer dryer. Just to the starboard side, master stateroom, certainly open and well lit thanks to the skylight up above. The top side of this is just ahead of the helm station on the main deck. Island berth accessible from all sides, of course. 6-inch step down, 6 foot 8 inch high ceiling height before we come to that 6-inch step. Now there's plenty of storage all around. I love the storage solutions just to the aft bulkhead. Large hanging locker. I'd like to see a light go on when the doors are open. Another hanging locker, and then drawers underneath, and of course there are drawers under the sides of the berth and to both sides in the nightstand. More of the Grand Banks fit and finish. Burmese teak. A fixed port light, I'd like to see that be opening so we can have a little fresh ventilation. Ultra leather headboard, and then fabric to the sides and to the side bulkheads. And even the TV is beautifully framed in teak. Now I'm happy to see that both this main entry door and the door to the head are both latched open with magnetic catches. Taking a look at the ensuite, wow, talk about bright in here. Hatch up above, we can open it for fresh air ventilation. A fixed port light to the side bulkhead, mirrored cabinet, silestone counter, oval sink, storage underneath, walk-in shower. Now the VIP is just forward, and of course it can be closed off for privacy. This also consists of an island berth. There's storage along the sides and drawers underneath, and of course drawers to the side. Natural light coming in from an overhead hatch, and this one also includes a bug screen and a blackout shade. Ceiling height 6 feet 6 inches. Port lights to both sides. Again, I'd like to see those opening, but we do get fresh air from the opening hatch. To the port hand side, there's a hanging locker, and just behind me, flat screen TV. Now this stateroom also includes a private ensuite. This is equipped much like the master ensuite, very well lit, walk-in shower, overhead hatch. Well, in my opinion, the 54 seems to embrace the ideology of entertaining for 6, dining for 4, and sleeping for 2 that may also have guests as well. But more importantly, it has a soul to it. It seems to embrace Contemporary features while still maintaining the yacht-like quality and fit and finish that Grand Banks is so well known for. And that's my full features inspection of the Grand Banks 54. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.